Hi! Hello there, fellow crafters. I hope you got your Dremel and heat gun ready. I am Melania Frost, a cosplayer mostly known for my Star Wars cosplays. I've been part of the community for quite some time and gathered a lot of experience in different areas of costume making. Today we're not talking Star Wars, but the other big fandom that I'm part of, Critical Role. And of course, we're talking about our favorite blue tiefling, Jester Lavorre. Honestly, I'm so not used to this, but today I'm gonna guide you through a tutorial of building the Jester horns with the help of voiceover Elenia. Okay, let's start, shall we? Today I'm gonna show you how I made my Jester Lavorre tiefling horns. I started with a pattern I created using the tinfoil method. This one can be found on my Etsy if you're interested. First, start by tracing the pattern on 3mm foam. If possible, use lower density foam to make shaping the horns easier. Don't worry, this is the left horn. The pattern only says otherwise because I have troubles differentiating. The one on Etsy is fine. Carefully mark all the details on the pattern and then start cutting the pieces. Don't forget to cut all 45-degree angles. If you're like me, you will probably want to Dremel the edges to make them nicer. And add or smooth the angles with the Dremel, especially in the tips. Then heat seal your freshly Dremeled edges. Add glue on all parts around the pattern. In this case I use Patix Classic, it is my preferred glue. You can find all materials used, linked in the video description. Then start with the most difficult seam, which is between piece 2 and 3. Slowly glue them together by pressing, squishing and stretching your foam. Here you can see why it makes sense to use lower density foam, as high density foam makes this way harder to do. Once you are done with the seam, add piece 1 and glue it to piece 2. You can help shaping the foam along the way with the heat gun if needed. Oh look, it already looks a bit like a horn. Now you can glue the tip between 1 and 3 up to the second marking. Finally start adding the piece label with 4. Start at the top and slowly work your way down on both sides. Patience is key here. It is not the easiest pattern to glue, but that of course is due to the shape. You can do this! Keep the lower part open for now. Here you can see a magnet sandwich I made to keep the neodymium magnet in place. I decided on magnets here because they're amazing and completely obliterate the need to cut holes in your wig. Glue the magnet to the inside, make sure it's the right pole to fit your outside magnet, then glue the rest of the 4th pattern piece shut. Dremel all seams and heat seal to get a nice and smooth finish on the horn. Repeat all the steps for the second right horn. Yay! Magnet test. Works great so far. Now take your soldering iron and a mask, because the fumes are toxic. Start mapping out the details and their directions. After heating up, start tracing lines in the foam with the soldering iron to create texture. Keep your workspace well ventilated meanwhile. Time for the last pattern piece, number 5. Glue and Dremel to create a small cone. Put glue on your horn and into the cone. I somehow didn't film the gluing on part, but I think you can imagine. Afterwards, use your heat gun and some more glue to smoothly keep it adjusted on the horn. Prime time! I'm using Hex Flex from Polyprops in black. I love it, like it's such a good primer. If you want to see more tutorials like this, like and subscribe. And check out my Instagram, as there's more happening there. You can also have a look at my Etsy store, as well as my Patreon page. Everything's linked in the description. Thank you for your support. I added a total of 3 layers to get them as smooth as I wanted. And look how shiny they got. Next color is Dark Silver Hex Flex. This one is amazing. I dry brushed the horns with it to create some depth. And then painted the detailed tip with it too. I mean, look at the coverage. Then add your details, like this small accessory I use for my Jester cosplay. If you haven't yet, style your wig. My magnet band you can see here is from Cosgear. It's amazing quality, and I only had to shorten it a bit. Put it on your wig head and the wig on top. And look, it's the easiest way to place your horns on your wig. Honestly, I'm so happy how these came out. I hope you will be too with your own. I also made some foam ears to go along with it. They as well as the horn pattern can be found on my Etsy store. I even have a tiefling tail pattern and a complete bundle of all of these patterns. You can also download all of these free patterns if you subscribe to my Patreon Pattern Lover tier until the end of February. Thank you for watching. Please check out the caption for more info. Hope to catch you in the next one. Bye bye! It's so gorgeous.